Even
This
when you may
conference
not
will
want
now
to.
be recorded.
Oh, people here? Oh. So
Hmm.
I'd forgotten that it worked that way. Um, it doesn't affect my sleep like it did before, but now I'll wake up easier. So if somebody
Yeah.
makes a noise, then I'm up and then I'm up. So that sucks. But I can do my job and the brain fog's gone with so little of the steroid. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
But at that lower dose, it's also not likely to hurt me. So if I
Yeah.
have to take it for a few months, it's not going to hurt anything, which is the plan. Um, but it affected my blood sugar, of course.
Hmm.
So I had to add another diabetic pill, and now I'm eating only eggs in the morning to limit carbs.
Yeah.
Um, and that's keeping me just under 200. So not really great, but at least not super bad, which is why I can never take steroids permanently.
Yeah.
And
Hi,
then,
Diana.
hi Dan. Well, and that's my steroid journey. I'm probably safer for taking it too, with the COVID roaming around our streets.
Right. Hey, hey, hey.
I've become somewhat of a COVID expert at my work because my husband has done so many different things to keep us safe, building a room with the ozone generator and finding a way to vent it outside. Just all the things, getting us the masks that are so good. Um, People at my work will ask me, well, what are you doing or what do you think? And I'll tell them because I try to keep up. Like the CDC just changed their uh, saying that maybe it would be a good idea if you're in a building to keep the airflow going. Even cracking a window will help. Well, that's great
Mm.
to say now, but I knew this like a month ago. My husband had found something saying that COVID cannot survive in windy conditions, essentially. So, I made sure my air was on in my hallways. And I explained that to my residents and they remembered. They're like, "Hey, you told us about this already." And I'm like, "Well, my husband wants to keep me alive. But I do feel better,
That's
if
good.
nothing else. So that's a nice change. I've been really down with all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard not to get down.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what I think will happen from this afterwards? People will be able to talk more about being down or depressed.
Yeah.
Whereas beforehand it was taboo.
Yeah. I agree. Ay, ay, ay.
Let me see if I can't snag my brother. Since I don't have the video on, he might be okay with just saying hi. Let's see what he's up to. Hey, guys.
Diana, are you there?
I'm still here. David, come here. You coming? I said we were gonna do the Sarcoid thing. Come on. There's no vid. It's no video. It's just talking. So say hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Um,
Age.
I'm 40.
I have sarcoid
I have sarcoid in my lungs
and my spleen.
and my spleen.
Okay. How long have you had it for?
Probably like 2 years.
Okay. Is it active or is it kind of taking care of itself right now?
The ITP part isn't.
No. Okay.
He's got bruises again.
Ay.
Yeah. It's one of those conundrums where they don't do anything until you're really, really bad. Because they either can't do anything until you're really, really bad, or they just don't want to press your overall system.
Yeah.
But David was on high dose steroids for like 6 months.
Oh, okay.
And I think that helped with a lot of it, but now it's starting to come back. He's tired all the time.
I know. I hate that fatigue.
Typical sarcoid exhaustion from nothing.
Yeah.
And that's with him drinking coffee in the morning.
I did work hard today, though. I did a lot of.
You're 40, Dave. You're too young for that. And David's in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
So he's, except for the sarcoid, he's pretty healthy.
It does a number on you at times.
There's a number?
I said, no, it does a number on you.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Oh, there's Deanna.
Hello.
You're on mute, Deanna. Hello.
Sorry, I was listening. I was eating my dinner.
Oh, okay. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
As okay as okay can be. How's that?
Okay.
I like to say okay enough.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready for my son is getting married on Saturday in our yard.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, so now their big wedding number 2 is next year, but wedding number 1 is in our yard. We live on the water, so.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, we've been working on it for a couple months. We're doing stuff now that we don't even need to do.
Where do you live, Deanna?
I live on the Elk River in Maryland.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how familiar you are with that. So it's beautiful. We're really lucky to live here. And so they asked for wedding number 1 to be here. So my poor husband's painting, columns now and everything. I'm like, oh, we gotta stop. I'm gonna sleep really good when this is done.
Yeah, today's gonna be a small meeting. A lot of people have already told me they weren't gonna be able to make it today. So it's kind of small. So we'll see how it goes, and if we want, we could jump off early or whatever. If anybody doesn't have, it's up to them. If they have things to talk about, we'll talk. If not,
Anything that you want to talk about, David?
Somebody's coming in.
Not really. Not particularly.
All right. Well, you can listen and absorb knowledge.
Somebody's coming in. I don't know who it is, but somebody.
You're a nice sister, Jennifer.
Oh, well, of course. That's my role in life. Mother everybody. It's true.
So somebody's trying to sign in, but they just can't yet.
Can't quite get it.
So yeah, like I was telling Jennifer earlier, this is my fourth Zoom call or whatever you want to call this. But I went to a focus meeting before, a focus group about sarcoidosis. That was actually pretty cool. It was about, they're talking about clinical trials and stuff like that. So they think they're going to start one soon.
Oh, yeah? They're
I don't
giving it
know.
kind of hints?
No, they won't give any hints. I think it's the pulmonary one. That's the only thing we really got out of it.
Well, it's the most common.
So tomorrow is the vitamin one, right? The vitamins, supplements, and vitamins.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to do that. I'm really into that.
I won't be there at that one because I have another meeting. I'm going to start one.
Yeah, I've been taking CoQ10 for, I think it's a couple years now. That really works. It does give you energy.
The B12?
No, CoQ10. I take 400 milligram capsule at lunch with my, I take vitamins and then I take that. And it really makes a difference, energy-wise.
I think I tried that once upon a time. But at that time, I was so down with everything. I don't think anything was going to help me.
Might want to try it again. I think it takes, if I remember right, I've been on a long time, but it takes a few weeks to really
work.
I noticed a big difference, because I used to have to take a nap every day. I don't have to do that anymore.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be reserved for the very old. When you're like 80, 85. I heard on the radio somebody was saying the oldest living couple is like 85 years together, and I'm like, how does that even work? I'm like, there has to be some kind of mistake, right?
No.
Well, I mean, I guess if they got married at maybe 15, I guess that's possible. Yeah. It's possible.
I know they married for 60 years and they would keep going as long as they live.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've only got, 10 so far myself. I got a long way to go.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it gets easier as you go. We just passed 33.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. That's a long time.
Thanks.
Look at that. I froze again.
Says that.
Well, it's an accomplishment. Every year's an accomplishment.
It's fun working together with somebody and you're working as a team. So we just always have that mentality. We just help each other. So it just works.
Wow. I don't know. I don't go very long in the day before I'm talking to my husband in one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always been that way with us. That's how I knew he was a keeper.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I went to another funeral today and they were married 65 years. Well, she said 65 years, 9 months, and 2 days.
And she knew today. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife's aunt and uncle, they just passed away, but they were married 77 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
How old were you when they got married?
Well, he passed away at 99.
Oh, wow.
And she passed away at 96. Yeah, 96.
They must have ate really good.
Yeah.
They drank really good whiskey.
I don't know. I think you just need a balance. As long as you got a balance,
Mm-hmm.
you're able to continue on. Compromise.
Yeah, and avoid the big C.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out how I think I just there we go.
You're gone.
Hi, Spencer.
Evening dash afternoon, everybody.
How are
Hello.
you?
Say hi, Dave.
I love your name, Spencer.
Thank you.
Sounds like a character in a book.
Right?
It does. Really cool.
If this works. Aha, it works. But
There you go.
All right.
So how are you doing today, Spencer?
it's been a day. How about that? Been one of those days.
Okay. Where are you from, Spencer?
What was that?
Where are you from?
I'm from a little bit south of Seattle, so
Oh, okay.
yeah. But how is everybody?
Doing okay, I think. Look at that. There's two of me.
That's funny.
Over there breaking things?
I'll see if this actually will stay on this time. My laptop camera keeps on freezing.
Oh no.
So that's why I signed up on my phone also, just in case.
One or the other didn't work.
Yeah. So far, I've been lucky that they don't both go out at the same time.
Well,
I know Shasta's on her way.
Oh, she is coming? Okay.
Yeah, well, that's what she's always here.
Yeah, I know, but I know a lot of them have, like, Kathleen's not going to be able to come today.
Oh no.
Yeah, she had a long day yesterday of
Oof.
doctor visits, so she's a
That's
little.
gonna be my day on the 8th, by the way.
Hmm.
Lots of doctor visits. Starting 8 a.m. here, and then, so, 8 a.m. with rheumatology, 10 o'clock is first appointment with Palm, and then by 1 I'm in Remicade infusion, so just gonna, after that I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'm like, I'll be done for the day, thanks.
Yeah. All mine is spread out now. It's just all over because I've been, like I said before, well, I had COVID in March. It exasperated my sarcoidosis
Oh
to the
no.
rest of my body. So I can't even use my old spiel anymore. I have it everywhere but my kidneys and liver. And now my new spiel is I have it everywhere.
No.
So, and then like my lungs were actually like the best part of the sarcoidosis, and now my lungs have been affected again, and my heart has been affected again. So yeah, it's been a fun time.
Oh yeah, no fun. It's, well, like on my original post when I first joined, it's everywhere but my heart and in my brain. So, cross my fingers it stays that way.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's just been kind of a rough patch. Like in the last month, I've been in the hospital twice. Actually, was there just Friday and Saturday.
Oof.
So yeah, so it's been
Earlier
a lot of
last month,
running
I had a fun time at urgent care. Triple visit with them. So I had a really bad cough and sore throat, and the first time they were like, well, it could be COVID. Go down about 45 minutes south of you. Go get the COVID test, and we can't do anything here at urgent care. Came back negative. Still had the cough. Well, and then I went back in the second time. Doctor was like, well, you could have bronchitis, but we're not sure. take this, and didn't help it, probably exacerbated it more. Went in a third time and they're like, well, you have all the symptoms of COVID, and we're not taking into account you have a large sweatshirt on, a ski cap, and you just came out of a very warm car. But you have a fever of a 103, so we're gonna assume it's COVID, but we're gonna run the tests and came back negative. So
That's
for
weird.
for 3 visits, they basically don't know what went on other than really bad cough and high fever.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah,
weird.
I got another COVID test. They did it on me on Friday, and I was like, I already had it once. So I hope it.
No,
Yeah,
you
it came
guys.
back negative.
My brother has to get a COVID test every single week because he works in the nursing home.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Poor David.
How are you?
Alrighty. Just a little tired. So how you doing, Kevin?
I'm adjusting to cell set.
Oh, how's it
Yeah,
going?
just up the dose to 2,000 milligrams a day.
Okay.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Getting around nausea and diarrhea and trying to figure out how to. It took me a little while to adjust to 1,000, and then we stepped it to 2,000 and readjusting.
I remember it well.
Did you take that with food or before? They're telling me to take it on an empty stomach, and it's tearing me up.
I separated it with food throughout the day. I don't always listen to doctors. Sometimes I just use my brain. But yeah, if it's upsetting your stomach, I would take it with food.
Yeah, I think it'll be better. Sorry to be rude, but I'm starving and dinner just arrived.
Hey, there's
That's
at least
okay.
2 of these that I ate through, so don't feel bad.
I'm frozen
That time of
again.
day. So, Dave, you want to share any stories?
No, I don't really have fun stuff. Nothing.
Nothing, huh?
No.
David's quiet today. Probably the first time in his life he's ever been quiet.
See,
Personally,
I had to turn on my phone.
I think he's got the sarcoid exhaustion because he's tired all day long, no matter what.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like there's something wrong with his adrenal gland.
I think the fatigue is just a natural part of sarcoidosis.
Yeah, that too. Cause see, I get it. Well,
once I'm done with my full work day, then I'm like damn exhausted.
Yeah. But see, I didn't really experience the sarcoid exhaustion until this year.
Sarcoid exhaustion.
Like where you're just tired when you didn't do anything and you shouldn't be tired.
I'm with you. I've had this for 20 or 30 years, and this is the first year I've had just utter and complete chronic fatigue for 7 months every day.
Yeah, that's the stress. Stress just brings on the worst symptoms of sarcoid.
I think
this is unrelenting.
A lot of research on it, and what I'm seeing is that when sarcoidosis is active, all of that immune activity, it's using all your glycogen, all your glucose, all the easy energy. And it starts with taking it off the liver. When it runs out of there, it takes it out of your muscles. That's the only other place you could store it. And then you're left with indirect methods of, unless you're in ketosis, you're left with indirect methods of generating energy, which means you're going to be tired. And then there's a psychological loop that I just found it this morning, actually, a couple of really good papers on like perceived energy level and your energy envelope, where you learn over time how much you can expend before it hurts. So like I went fishing last week on Thursday, and we had a problem on the boat and ended up under deck and replacing the batteries. And by 10 o'clock at night, I was exhausted, like way more effort than I had done in months, and was really down for 2 days. It cost me 2 days of just down and out. So I learned that much effort isn't good for me. So you have this psychological calibration going on called your energy envelope, and they feed each other. And I'm like, now it's starting to make sense. Now how do I get out of it? Because I don't want to live my life this way. So I don't have that answer, but at least I got
So
some
I got a
data that's
question.
telling me
I
what's
got a
going on.
question for y'all. For those on Remicade, so I was off Remicade for probably 2 years. Had a Remicade infusion about 4 weeks ago, and 2 days after that first infusion, I was down for about 3 days and just could not do anything. Has anybody else had that before, or?
Yeah, or Remicade, yeah.
Yeah, on Remicade, you're just down for like 2 or 3 days, and you're like, I don't want to move, I don't want to talk or speak or look at anybody.
Yeah, right. Yeah. For me, it happened early on for me during Remicade, and then I kind of got used to it a little bit, and it was
Okay.
but how long have you been on Remicade?
So I just got back on it 4 weeks ago, but my rheumatologist, who I am now seeing, had ended up leaving to go to a different clinic, and he's like, you could follow me, but that's a 2-hour trek for you, so I don't know if you want to do that. I was like, well, can you find me somebody who will, and who's local? That doctor was like, here, take prednisone and methotrexate combo, and I was on that from 2015 till about 4 weeks ago. So
Yeah.
Okay.
now it's just Remicade methotrexate combo, and the way that the Remicade or that the methotrexate was written by this doc, the replacement one, was take 8 of them at 2.5 milligrams all at once.
Okay.
And I talked to my new rheumatologist, who was the one that moved 2 hours north of me. He's like, that's silly. Why would you take all 8 of them at once? Not only is that killing your pill count, you're not getting as much absorption. Take 4 in the morning, 4 at night. I'm like,
Yep.
well, that's much easier. I'm like, goodness, had that been written, originally, that would have been much simpler. And then rheumatology talking about getting me back on Humira and Enbrel. I'm like, I do not want to stick myself. Needles are no fun for me.
That's what I'm actually on it now, Humira.
Well, I was on it, and then when I was 8 years old, and they were like, this isn't working for you, so we're just gonna keep you on prednisone.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so I've been off and on prednisone my whole life, and so when I go to urgent cares and ERs, I laugh hysterically. I'm like, okay, so you're gonna give me prednisone, you're gonna give me hydrocodone, what are you gonna give me? And they're like, what do you mean, what are we gonna give you out of those 3? I'm like, I know how you guys work. I've been in enough hospitals with sarcoid to know when A, something is wrong with me, and B, what you guys are gonna give me.
Yeah.
This is why I just avoid the ER.
Well, so here's the good thing is I have Kaiser Permanente, so upside is that it's all integrated. All the doctors talk to each other, and it's insurance and medical all in one. So
That sounds a lot better than what I'd be dealing with.
yeah, I can talk to my doctors pretty much any time. I just send them a secure message online, and if I send it early in the morning, I've noticed they get back to me same day. But if I send it like right now, they'll get back to me first thing in the morning most of the time. They're really good about that. And
Welcome
I
back,
don't know.
Kevin.
Yeah, I was having some problems with my computer, and I'm trying it on my phone.
So, have any of you ever had issues where doctors are like, no, you don't need to see X doctor, I can take care of it, and you're like, and you can tell those doctors who they've either studied it in college, treated sarcoid, or are like the experts in their field. Because I've noticed I can sort of tell the difference between all three of those. And I keep trying to tell my doctor, look, there's a specialist up in Seattle that I can see who's pulmonology, and he's like, oh, but your lung involvement's not as great as it once was. Why would we send you to the specialist who's pulmonology when I've been treating you all this time?
Could be an insurance thing.
Well, the thing is that Kaiser's normally really good about getting back to me about saying, hey, the reason you can't go see this doctor is, X. But when a doctor just straight up tells me, no, I can do it, I'm like, but you haven't. So I don't know.
Well,
Maybe a little bit of me venting.
well, see, I fell into that for quite a long time. I kept seeing different GI doctors for like 7 years until finally I decided, you know what? I'm going to see a real liver specialist.
Yep.
And I did. And then I found out I had cirrhosis. Probably not that whole time. And it could have been prevented. So it does matter which specialist you see.
Oh, yeah.
So it might, if the doctor won't work with you with what you need, you may want to push for, well, if you can't help me with something I need and want, it's not any skin off your back, then maybe I should get a different primary doctor. I've done that too.
Yep. So the downside is it's not primary care. It's the old rheumatology doctor who has since been replaced, but the nice thing is I have a complex case manager, so all the doctors talk to her when it comes to, okay, let me translate these notes into plain English for you. And I have a call with her about every other week or so.
And maybe it's about convenience. They want them all to be in the same hospital or the same group.
Yeah, that might be the case. And
I know even my own rheumatologist would prefer that I see everybody at her hospital, but she realizes that that's not possible.
Yeah. But I don't know if any of you are in Colorado. I was doing digging, and for whatever reason, every time I looked up sarcoid specialist, Jewish Institute of Health came back as like the prime sarcoid specialist group, from what I've seen. So
I haven't heard of that one.
yeah, I ended up reading through all their sarcoid stuff, and they have a whole care plan for it. So
Interesting.
Yeah, I heard that they were actually pretty good there.
Yeah.
It's really authentic and it's really hot. So if I start sweating, it's all good. I'm not having a heart attack. So I was out golfing today, and it took way longer than we were expecting. So got a late start.
doesn't it always?
Yeah, sometimes, especially midweek, you get a lot of people that are not good week golfers. So.
All right. Well, my brother's gonna be leaving because he's sleeping at the table. Good night,
Bye.
Dave. Bye.
All right, good night.
Poor David.
So how's everybody else doing? That's my question. How's everybody else?
All right, hanging in there.
I know.
I'm stressed, exhausted, and stimulated at the same time. I'm a conundrum.
aren't all us sarcoid patients are like that. So,
This is true.
you know,
Okay.
my primary care docs joke with me. They're like, you know, Spencer, you're the exception to every rule in the medical book. It doesn't matter. We could say, hey, you have this, and because you have sarcoid, it could be something totally opposite. So,
At least he understands.
yeah.
My PCP is not so knowledgeable. I'm teaching him, but at least he's allowing me to teach him, so that's something.
Yeah.
Isn't it strange we have to teach our doctors about this?
Well, I do find that a little bit. I find it strange, but my primary care doc, the first day I met them, they were like, "Look, I'm not a sarcoid specialist. You've lived with this for 25 years. You know how this works, and I'm gonna refer to you to teach me, and then I'm gonna go by whatever your rheumatology doctor and pulmonologist say." So,
Well, that's pretty smart.
yeah.
I know you give me one of those.
Hey, Shasta.
Shasta, there you are.
Hey, I'm still
Hey.
working and stuff
Hey!
like that, so I'll be on mute, but I'll be able to see y'all.
All good.
All right.
Oh boy.
But yeah, the upside is my primary care docs. They're like, look, we don't know this, and so it's up to you to teach us.
That's cool. That has not been my experience for quite a few doctors. But it's gotten better over the years. They
Well,
catch
that's
up.
good.
Well, information catches up always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God for the internet.
Yep. I know my rheumatology doc, he was looking over my stuff and he's like, you know, I've not seen sarcoid in somebody so young. And
Hey, Rick.
I went through my whole story with him. He's like, yeah, no, I didn't think you could be diagnosed as young as 4 and have symptoms at 6 months old. So it's one of those that I've lived with it forever. So, you know, I always tell people, to me, I don't know any different. I thought everybody was just like this. So I just roll with the punches. I'm like, okay, I'll jump through whatever hoop you need me to jump through. You know, I'll play whatever game. So
That's a wonderful attitude. See, I use my son when I get down. When this all gets too much, I just remind myself that I've got to be there for him.
yeah. And for those of you who weren't in the last support group meeting, I let everybody know you could always reach out to me day or night, and if I don't get back to you pretty quickly, it probably means I'm sleeping. We all know how that is with sarcoid, but if you ever need to reach out to somebody, you know, you can have somebody to reach out to, be a friend, understand, or say, hey, this is how I would deal with it. I'm always somebody you could have as that contact. So.
Well,
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. How you doing, Rick?
I am doing, man, busier than a one-arm paper hanger, but I really wanted to just come and say hello to you guys. So, because I haven't seen you for a while, so. And we have a meeting, you and I, and David Ross later in the week.
Yes, I saw that. Just added on to my list of meetings, that's all.
I know, snap.
This time of the year is always meetings. Well, it's usually going to meetings, but now since we can't go anywhere, everything's online.
I know
Kevin, if you didn't bring enough for me, you can't eat.
Hey, Jester.
You ready?
Hey.
Yeah.
Watch out, it's spicy.
See,
I love spicy food.
I'm cooking
Well,
after this, so I'm
Yeah.
cooking after this, doing spicy tacos and a little bit of pineapple salsa on the side.
Taco Tuesday.
Of course.
There you go.
Well, I
Yes,
kept it
Tuna
simple.
Tuesday.
I had my nieces after virtual learning today, so dinner was simple: spaghetti and garlic bread.
Hey, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with that, right?
Can't go wrong
Can't
with
go
it. And they
wrong.
ate 2 plates apiece.
It's all you can ask for.
So apparently it was good.
I'd like somebody to make spaghetti and garlic bread for me, I'll tell you.
Since I've had them for e-learning, I found myself cooking more, cleaning a whole lot more. So I said, well, if God ever decides to bless me with a husband, I'll definitely be ready for him.
Okay.
Yep.
If any of you would like to be added to the UCAN sarcoidosis list, I know you're on Frank's list. Just send me your email in the chat window. You can send it to me, or you can go to ancan.org and you can sign up for the sarcoidosis group.
Okay.
So just in case we tend to double up, we try to send out a reminder before every meeting. I have been so busy that I blew this one. So
So did I. I sent it out today.
and I sent it out after I saw yours, and we've actually got to upgrade our mailing platform because we're hitting the limit, and that's causing a few issues. But yes, if anybody would like to, thank you. I'll make sure everybody's in here, and so you'll get words from me as well as from Frank.
Perfect.
Cool. So there was a homework assignment, Deanna, Spencer. Deanna smiling. Did you do your homework assignment?
I'm spacing. Look, I wasn't a good kid in school, believe it or not. But the glasses tell a different story. I was not a good kid in school.
So the homework assignment that I gave everybody was to come with a song that inspires them through their journey. And if y'all paid attention to my Facebook page Sunday night, I put up a post. And I simply just asked people, when you think of my journey, what song comes to mind? And I got so many songs, y'all. So many songs. People, and I told them any genre of music. I got some pop, some Christian, gospel, R&B, hip hop, rock. A couple people gave all kinds of songs. So while I was getting my treatment yesterday, I compiled a playlist of all of those songs. And guess what I listened to while I was getting my treatment?
All of those.
All of those songs.
That's cool.
Shasta, I will message you directly with the song. My phone's been weird lately, so I'm getting a new one. Been dealing with Apple all afternoon, so that's always fun. Not.
Okay.
They know better.
Yep.
Yeah. Apple has definitely been having some issues. My best friend is locked out of her iCloud.
Oh, hey, that's better than me. My phone's a metal paperweight right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It doesn't, like, everything I do shuts down, it resets, apps don't work, calls
Did
drop.
you do that 14 update?
Yeah.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
a lot of people have been having problems with that update. My
Yep.
and my best friend said she's been locked out of her iCloud since she did that update. So when you're locked out of iCloud, you can't do nothing.
Yep.
I guess
My
I lucked out.
Yeah. My phone's been like that prior to 14, so.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
I called them today. There's like nothing we can do till the 8th, so I'm like, so I have a metal paperweight, guys.
We have a caller here. Who's on the phone?
It's a iPhone 7 Plus, so at this point, yeah.
There's a caller in the room here.
At this point, I'm just like, they've offered, they're like, if we can't get anything sent out to you, we'll upgrade it for free. So I'm like, just don't upgrade. Just don't send anything out at this point, I guess.
How is y'all's mail behind or anything like that?
No. we're always on time here.
Well, yeah, they're gonna try to get you another phone.
Oh, of
They're gonna
course.
try to.
Yeah.
My thing is some of the updates. A lot of the people that are having the problems with the update are those who have like a 9 or below.
Yep.
I got
Yeah.
a 10.
Were you having problems, Jennifer?
No, I got no problems with the 14.
See, I have a
See,
10XR, so I've
this
not
is
had
them
any
phasing
problems
it
either.
out. This is them phasing it out, and I told my dad before I came in here, I'm like, I'm exhausted dealing with Apple and everything today. I'm like, and it's more than just like sarcoid tired. I'm just like, I'm just done today. Like, get me out of
Sorry,
here.
my husband did that with the door.
All
It's okay.
good.
It's like a doorbell.
So, since we mentioned the word tired, have any of you ever felt? Okay, let me make sure I say it right. There is, to me, like 3 or 4 different types of tired.
Oh yeah.
There's a tired where you need rest. There's a tired where you need sleep. There's a tired where you just need to get away from everybody around you.
All
There's a
three at the raise
tired.
of my hand.
There's an exhaustion that comes about that is just like, okay, I'm gonna snap at any given moment.
To your
I'm
bones.
there. That's where I am. Sleep can't fix it. Rest can't fix it.
By the way,
literally need a vacation.
that's where cooking comes into play for me. When my family jokes with me, they're like, when you start cooking, Spencer, you just get into a zone and sort of tune everything out.
Yeah.
So
I'm like that with reading.
Yep.
I do yoga nidra meditation, and there's a couple of different people I follow, and it has been a lifesaver. Like 20 minutes to a half hour, and I feel refreshed when I'm done. It's not asleep,
Nope.
and it's you're completely still for 30 minutes.
Yep.
And you're just going through, and
it's that escape, right?
It is, and it's a nervous system massage is what I've heard it called. Because you go
I'll
through
need
and
some
you're
alone time.
focusing on each part of your body, walking through a body scan, and it's very relaxing on a deep, deep level. And I've heard that doing an hour of it is like getting 4 hours of deep sleep. And so.
And what is that called?
Yoga Nidra, Nidra. You just YouTube it.
Nidra. Okay.
Yep. Allie Booth Roy does a really good one. I like her voice. Maybe it's a guy thing, but she does a really good one. You can just find somebody you like, but it'll give you a good sense of it. There's a lot of different ones.
Okay. We have a caller.
Yes, there's a caller here.
Somebody, their
Hello.
Maybe they just want to listen.
Yeah, maybe they just want to listen.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with listening.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, we tell in all our ANCAN groups, we tell our callers they're very, very welcome to listen if they don't want to identify.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if they want to chip in at any time, feel free.
Absolutely.
You'll be welcome.
Please listen in and hear what we're talking about. You hope they have the right group, because we've had people go through whole groups and they find out they're in the wrong group.
Yeah.
They had a good time.
I did that the first one. I sat in a meeting and I'm like, this is nothing about sarcoids. So you just sort of sit here and you're like, this is awkward. Nothing to do about me.
Right.
We know that happens. The thing is, when you get the prostate cancer guys in the ovarian cancer group, that can be a little
God. Now that's funny.
So, but yeah, we've had a few good ones. But yeah, we love callers and coming in on the telephone. It makes it easy, and if they just want to listen and learn, that's just fine.
Okay. Well, Deanna, did you come up with a song?
Oh, yeah. Well, I walk every day, so I listen to a lot of Christian music, and I thought of Who Am I by Casting Crowns.
Somebody put that on my playlist, so I have that on my playlist.
I have
Yeah.
a lot of favorite ones, but that's the one I came up with for tonight.
Awesome. Cool. Kevin?
I didn't get the email, Simon, because I think I missed the last call, so nothing came to mind immediately. I'm not a big music guy, so I probably couldn't name 5 songs off the top of my head.
Well, I'm glad I didn't ask y'all to come in with your favorite dance.
Shasta, I told you, you make me dance or sing, it's not going to happen.
Definitely
I've been
not
known
singing.
to throw some good dance parties in the group.
So, Shasta, what did you come up with?
Oh, all those songs. It's about. I think after I finally told, because see, people sent inbox messages also. I think we came up with about 65 songs.
What was
So
your?
what I'll do is I'll share my playlist in the group. That way everybody will be able to see it.
That's perfect.
Yep. That way everyone will be able to see it. And if they have Apple Music, you can definitely just download it.
So, what was your song?
One of my favorite songs was Roar by Katy Perry. I sing that to the top of my lungs.
Oh yeah.
Anytime it comes on the radio, I stop everything that I'm doing and I just go at it. I start dancing and singing and just having a good time. Yep, that's my song.
It's not a bad song at all.
It's not at all. And I think it speaks to the heart of what we do when we're fighting this illness. It definitely can be a song of inspiration and stuff like that. So I think it's something that we as fighters can understand, especially about being a champion and stuff like that. So yeah, absolutely. And I'm sorry I'm late, y'all. I had another call I had to do and it ran over a little bit and
All good.
all that good stuff. So, but I'm here.
I put mine in the chat.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
I'll Fight by J Hud. That is a really good song. Jennifer Hudson is actually in preparation now. She's doing the Aretha Franklin biopic.
Yeah.
Yep, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. She had a voice for it.
Yes, she has the voice for it and she can act. So
Yeah.
it's not going to be treacherous. Nope, not going to be treacherous. Frank, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling.
Well, as long as you're feeling, that's all I ask for.
It's a day ending in Y.
Right.
It's just been, how I've been fighting. It's who's going to win, me or the coronavirus? That's the way I look at it.
So
Always
what are they saying? It's like a long-term effect, or is it going to ever go away, or what?
They don't know.
Oh, well, duh, because we don't know what corona. Okay.
What basically is going on is that, and I told these guys that you know how my liver and kidneys were good? Not anymore. I have Sarc in both now. My lungs were doing good, but now I'm down to 81. My heart, I have a leaky valve now. And Sarc is, I had Sarc around my heart and the fluid around my heart before, but now I have it in my heart also. So, yeah, so it's been attacking me, and it's all since
all because
March.
of the COVID.
Yeah, COVID excited my Sarc and decided to take it over.
COVID said, I got you, Sarc. I'm gonna show you who the real boss is, because that's exactly what it seems like he did. That is crazy. Hi, Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Hey. How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Doing well.
Good.
Yeah,
Well, shucks, Frank, I'll definitely keep you in my prayers. I have
yeah.
I've been literally trying to get some things situated because I was down for 2 weeks. I didn't have COVID, but I had one of the worst sinus infections that your eyeballs and nose would want to feel. I felt like my eyes were just bulging out of my head. That's how bad they hurt. And everything that could, I don't know what color some of that stuff was that was coming out my nose, but whatever it was coming. And it was one of the worst sinus infections I had already had. And I was down, I know, for a good 2 weeks. And I'm just now getting to the point where I'm feeling like anything. When I did the Sarcoidosis virtual conference, I was sick. I was sick as a dog. I'm talking about by the time we finished that call, I took my shirt off. You could wring it out with sweat. That's how sick I was. But I fought through it and I did it. And as soon as it was over, I did not pass go. I did not collect $200. I went straight to bed.
Yeah,
Well, you can go back and rewatch any of that now. They just released the online access to register for the original one.
Yeah.
Friday, I was at the hospital and I was there like 14 hours because they couldn't decide whether to keep me or not keep me. But they came up with the idea that we don't know how to fix this, so why do I keep him here? He has just as good a chance of getting help from his regular doctors than me staying in the hospital. Oh,
They looked.
Well, I mean, you should. I low key agree with that because we don't want you to stay in the hospital and get reinfected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can
And they
understand
didn't know what
that.
to do. And they honestly didn't know what to do. They had no, I mean, because like, not only is this Sarc attacking, but like my liver, my enzymes are high, my kidney, my protein's high now. And then, like I said, I have a leak now in the heart. So it's like all these things. But
what do we fix first?
Hey, what do we fix first and how do we fix it? You know, are we just going to put a Band-Aid over it or are we going to? So it was.
Well, I
this
think
week I've been spending at the doctors.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of we know how to treat one or the other, but not both simultaneously.
Right.
Yeah. And as much as they don't know about sarcoidosis, they know less about COVID. So
yeah.
Yeah,
so then you sit there, you're twiddling your thumbs.
Yeah, it was a joke going there. I shouldn't even have went Friday because they took 2 X-rays and gave me an IV bag, and that was it. I was there for 14 hours.
And it's probably gonna cost you $7,000.
Yep.
See, nude it.
So, yeah, so it's been one of those kind of couple of weeks lately.
Yeah,
so
trust me, I totally get it.
So I just deal with it.
I told my trainer, I have a personal trainer, y'all. Don't ask me why in the heck I did that. I have a personal
Someone's
trainer.
got to kick your butt every day.
And he's the one that has to kick
Billy Blanks.
He's gonna. He's not that bad. I honestly need him. After the heart procedure and stuff, my doctor said he wanted me to get back heart healthy. So everything that my trainer does, he has a degree in physical something. And so when COVID hit and it laid him off of work, he became a personal trainer full time. So he's a personal trainer and he's mobile. Everything is in his truck and he comes to my house. I don't even have to go to the gym.
Nice.
So that's one
awesome.
of the reasons why I chose him.
Americans
even
are
when
going to
it
have to
gets
reinvent
cold,
their way to do business now, and that's one way they're going to do it.
right?
Yep.
And so he knows my situation, so he's maxed up. I'm the one that's really doing all the work anyway. And so we're still exercising outside because it's still warm enough when he comes. But in the wintertime, of course, he'll be inside. And he says everything you need to get in shape is in your house. And we have stairs. So he especially loves my house. So he, his thing is he read some of the doctor's notes. Him and my doctor have emailed each other. That's how invested he is. So that's the only reason why I have a trainer. So when I put on Facebook that I was so ready to have tacos and ice cream, he didn't even let me finish pressing post before he called me. He said, "You want what now?" Tacos and ice cream. I said, "Not at the same time.
You're not helping
Of
my
course, I want to
decision
go eat my
powers.
tacos. Let me walk that off and then go get the ice cream." And
I've been talking to my son about putting a prison gym in the garage. And
and he's this is Jennifer's husband. I wanted to put like a prison gym in the garage, and I told him, I said, man, we got to do this. There ain't gonna be no time soon. You're gonna be going to the gym.
No.
I'm telling you, he was just like he's made more money. COVID laid him off from his job in at the end of March. And so from April to now, he said he's made more money on his doing the mobile training, personal training, than he did in the first quarter of this year.
Good for him.
Good for that. That's awesome.
So
They got
COVID
this
hasn't
thing.
been bad to everybody.
They got
COVID
this
has
thing
not-
called Mirror or something, and it's basically a huge 42-inch TV, and you can like exercise with a virtual personal trainer. It's amazing, but it's like 10 grand.
That's the same thing with that Peloton bike.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want a Peloton bike, but I'm not paying that much money for a bike. I'm sorry.
My
Not
father
worth
used to
it.
say people in hell want ice water.
Right. So that's why the Peloton gonna stay where it's at. Yeah, so I'm enjoying the personal training adventure. It definitely helps me to relieve a lot of the stress that we as patients go through. And he's patient. When I tell him I need to stop, take a break, and breathe, he's right there counting down with me, making sure that I'm not overdoing it. But he also pushes me to do just a little bit more. So he's awesome. And I'm probably gonna host when I do my next event here. I'm gonna tell everybody dress comfortable because we're gonna get heart healthy, even if it's only for 30 minutes. And because he's amazing, and he loves working with people like us, patients who think they can't do it, because he always has an answer for something. When I say I can't, or how is that gonna work, he always has an answer. Because when I first signed up for him, it took us about 3 weeks to set a date, because he was doing research. And he was talking to my doctors and my nurses and making sure that he accommodates me the best way that he can. So that's how invested and I say he's expensive for some people, but he's worth more than what he's giving me and what I'm giving him. So
That's what it
I love
sounds
him.
like.
Yeah. So if he can take the time to research and do what he needs to do to make sure he's doing for me what needs to be done, the least I can do is do one extra squat before I eat that donut.
and it will pay dividends. There's a lot of research that I've run across where physical conditioning, getting heart healthy, actually helps with the fatigue.
Mm-hmm. And it does.
Conditioning your body, you'll be using your energy more efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
It's just getting there can be, you're breaking through a mental barrier that your mind is set up over time. So
yep, it is. And
you're on the right track there.
The time that I wasn't able to see him because of me being sick. He was checking on me. How are you feeling today? Did you eat something with this in it and that in it, and eat some of this? And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to eat right now. I don't want to eat anything. I just want to lay in the bed and not do anything.
Shasta, I just wanted to tell you, on our Sarcoidosis National Online Support Group meetings, Barbara just put up a post. Barbara Bowers.
Okay.
She said, I am still running errands, but wanted to share the song that is inspiring me right now.
Oh, okay.
And she put One Day by Cochran and Company.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. So somebody did their homework. Yay! Y'all are awesome. This is why I love this group. So Dan, the homework assignment for the last call we had was I gave everybody the assignment of finding a song that inspires them through their sarcoidosis journey. So that's what their homework assignment was, and some people did it. I was excited. I'm excited.
Mine would be something from the movie Dazed and Confused. So
Dazed and Confused.
It's not real.
No.
So I'm gonna have to go watch that movie then. If you like the whole movie.
It's more about like I have no idea what's going on.
Oh. Gotcha.
I get that.
Gotcha.
My follow-up CT scan, I think it's been 4 months since I had one. Coming up at the end of this month, 3 months maybe. Anyway,
Okay.
very nervous, and that's kind of why I just chipped in to stop by real quick and see how
What are
everybody's
you
doing.
nervous about?
The results maybe.
Yeah. Are they looking for something specific?
No, just follow up to the past to see if anything has worsened or if there's more granulomas than there was in the past. Again, I had it in the liver, kidneys, the lymphatic system, the spleen. I get spleen pain still. I could just be out doing nothing really and get spleen pain, and that scares me.
Okay.
I don't know. And then just with everything going on, everything combined, it's just fun, right? So.
Yep.
Okay.
How's everyone else here doing? I missed most of this, but.
Well, I have my first brain MRI tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
That'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I have an
They always tell them
ICD,
not
so
to
there's
find
some
anything
extra
up there.
special precautions I have to take.
They always tell them, don't do a brain one of me because you won't find anything up there.
That's what I figured. Good luck finding something.
I had a brain MRI. There's no big deal.
Thursday's gonna be my interesting day where I'm gonna need a day and a half to get back right. I have early in the morning a rheumatology appointment. Then I have at like 8:30 in the morning, around 10:30ish is pulmonology, and then by 1 o'clock I'm doing Remicade infusions. So full day.
Yeah.
Y'all definitely have 4 days.
Yep.
Okay.
But Thursday's gonna be interesting, and then by Thursday I'll find out if I still have a metal paperweight or not.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, that's all. That is just my Thursday.
How difficult is everybody finding it to get proper treatment during COVID at all the hospitals around the country?
So I'll chip in first, I guess. Luckily I haven't had issues, partly because everything that Kaiser Permanente is doing is they were one of the first to adopt virtual and phone. So nothing's changed for me. The only catch is anytime I have a poll appointment 2 days prior, I have to go do a COVID test. So even if it's on the phone.
Does anybody use any of those rapid tests? There was an app that talked about a 45-minute test. Does anybody have any experience with that?
Yep.
Yeah, I do.
Are they accurate?
They seem to be accurate from everything.
It's the same as the regular test. The results just come back sooner. That's all that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but according to CDC, they said that they're only running at 60% accuracy.
Efficiency, yeah. 60% accuracy.
Well, that doesn't sound good at all.
No.
Yeah.
But I thought it was in the right way. So it's not giving you false positives.
Yeah.
Right.
It's giving them negatives. That's what happened at the White House. That's what happened with everybody at the White House. They all thought they were negative because they're getting these fast ones, and all of a sudden 3 days later, oops.
You coughing up a lung. That's what happened.
It's 25 in the White House now, up to 25 in the White House.
It's actually more than that. Somebody else just got diagnosed within an hour.
Ridiculous.
But to answer your question, nothing on my team of doctors has changed. Because I live so far away from all of my doctors. My pulmonologist, my SARC specialist is in Charleston, which is about 3 hours away from me. So we do a virtual appointment every month, and I go to see him every 3 months. Of course, I have to do COVID testing before I go, 2 days before I go, of course. But of course, with my chart, he sees my results before I even get there. The same thing with my eye doctor. My specialist is at Duke University, and that's 4 hours away. And so on his side of the hospital, he never interacted with COVID patients anyway, because he was an eye specialist. Because a lot of the people at Duke University, And I will say this about the university: their basketball team gets on my nerves, but their hospital is amazing. I don't know what they were doing that some of these other hospitals haven't done, but their success rate for COVID has been awesome. And stuff like that. Too. And they've gotten people out of there. People have been, watched and treated. And from what I understand, the way they treat the families and stuff, even though you can't come and see, they have a special nurse who's specifically there to keep in contact with the families of these patients. She's not injecting medicine. She's not doing charts. She's specifically contacting families of these patients so the families will know what the heck is going on. So I love Duke University Hospital. I go there for my optometrists and ophthalmology and all that kind of stuff. So, but I do have a team of doctors at Duke University if anything were to happen while I was there, if that makes sense. But he's the only doctor I have that I can't do a virtual appointment with. I just had a virtual appointment with my PCP yesterday while I was sitting and getting my treatment. So you just killing two birds with one stone. I had a whole lot of time. I was just sitting there getting Remicade. Virtual call on that appointment, and I go get my flu shot on Thursday. My pneumonia shot in 2 weeks. So I'm good. Nothing's changed on my end.
So Shasta, let me ask you this: with your doctors scattered around so far, I've never had to deal with that. Mm-hmm. Do they actually talk to each other, or I was gonna say, or are you forcing them to talk with each other?
No, if a lot of you know Dr. Mark Judson that works in New York, he was my doctor in Charleston before I have this doctor now. So he set it up to where my PCP, who's always been my PCP, she's on the team, she's on the email, and everybody uses my chart. So everybody can see everybody's things, their notes and stuff like that. So what happens is when the visit is over, not only do I get the summary notes, but they get my summary notes as well. So when it's time for me to go to the doctor, all they do is before I get there, pull up what the previous doctor's appointment was with whatever doctor was before them, and they go over it, not only with their team, but with me also.
Yeah. And
so my team has always, Dr. Judson, and this was before my chart came into play, Dr. Judson would always email everything that happened down here. Same thing with my PCP. They've always been able to communicate with each other.
Yep.
Because they would always ask me, who do I send these notes to? Who do I send these notes to? And I would tell them exactly who to send the notes to.
Yep. And part of the reason I ask that is because I know last meeting we had, we were talking about complex case managers and how they're going to translate everything for you into plain English. Outside of that, even though I think most of us have had the experience with sarcoid and hospitals.
Who was that asked that question? I can't remember who that was.
I can't remember either off the top of my head.
Somebody asked. I can't remember, but I remember all of that.
Spencer, are you getting that through your insurance company or through your
That's through
hospital?
KP itself. That's through Kaiser Permanente. They're actually my hospital and my insurance simultaneously.
Gotcha.
Yep. So and Shasta, you had said that there's places if you can't get it through your insurance or your hospital, that there are places for complex.
You talking about the complex case? Usually, it's through the insurance. Every doctor's office has a case worker, and so that's who they should talk to if they can't get it through their. Because sometimes your insurance company will give you the runaround, but if you talk to whoever the case manager or the case worker is. At that particular doctor's office, they should be able to help you.
Yeah, and I got lucky that I called Kaiser Permanente's member services and said, I need a complex case manager. I have sarcoid, and within the same day, I got lucky, and the complex case manager actually specialized and only does sarcoid. So.
Oh, that's good. Now that's great. I got lucky. Found a needle in a haystack.
Yeah. The one, by the way, she said she is the only one. She handles the 4 of us that are out here in Washington, so.
That's awesome.
Which Washington are you in? Washington State or Washington State?
State.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I'm the farthest west.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the farthest west.
Okay. Just curious. Kaiser
Yeah.
out there and Kaiser on the other side, the furthest east, is not the same.
Yeah.
Shape, or
That's
form.
what I've heard. I've heard Kaiser out east is not the same as Kaiser out west.
Not even close.
Bless your heart.
But I got lucky. I found the one complex case manager who she specializes in sarcoid, and she actually has the four of us meet up about once every 4 or 5 months.
Oh,
That's
that's
even
cool.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Complex case manager. Write it down, everybody, if you need
Yeah.
one.
I did.
Complex case manager.
Is that our homework assignment, Chasta?
I think I'm my own
It
manager.
can be.
It's
I
my
like to
homework
put it
assignment.
that
I
way.
got it right now.
Trust me,
Two things I got. One, complex case manager. Two is my chart. So I'm in Jefferson University Hospital, and
And
there's
where
my
is
chart,
that?
Philadelphia,
Philadelphia. Okay.
and my chart's available, but I'm finding that doctors aren't really utilizing it. So like when I see my heart specialist, I get all my past appointments, all my future appointments, all my medicines, all the default stuff, but there's very little specific information about the visit. And so it can't
So
be
let me
used
ask you
to
this
talk between the
question,
doctors.
Kevin. Whoever your nurse is supposed to, because what happens with my doctor, it's only on certain days that he actually checks my chart. It's only on certain days because he does clinicals. He also does an ICU rotation, and he does regular doctor's appointments. So with all that being said, him doing all that, he can't sit in front of a computer all day, every day answering messages. So his nurse, Katy,
Right.
she's sitting in front of that computer, and she's the one that responds. If it's something that she can answer right away, she'll answer it. But if it's something that needs to go straight to Dr. James, she'll send it to him.
Right. So I've been able to email my doctors.
Okay,
Say,
good.
hey, I'm still waiting on the taper for my prednisone. What's my schedule going to be? That's good. But I guess what I'm saying is my electrophysiologist, we had some really good discussion points about using my ICD to monitor my heart health as I'm tapering down.
Okay.
Well, my heart myopathy guy isn't aware of that. And when he looks at my chart, it's not in there.
So let me ask you this question. Do you record your appointments?
In my notes, I do. So maybe I'm thinking I take my notes and email them to the doctor and ask the nurse to put them into my chart.
So
something like that. I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Kevin, one of the things I
hold
do.
on, Spencer, real quick.
Yep.
Real quick, Spencer. So this is what I would do. Write down everything. You need to let your nurse know, hey, this is what I need to happen so that my doctors can communicate. I need my doctors to do this and I need my doctors to do that. And simply just do a conversation, because if you don't do it, if the doctors don't do it and you have to do it, what's going to happen is your other doctors, while you're communicating with them, are going to get upset because they want to hear it straight from your doctor's office. Document everything. So, hey, I need my doctor. This is what I need from you. And if you don't start doing it, I'm going to do it. And if it comes down to you having to do it, what's going to happen is your other doctors are going to get upset because they're going to be like, well, why is your doctor not utilizing what it is? And then that's going to create another problem for your other doctors. So for lack of better terms, start to light that fire up under those asses, and everybody's going to have to catch up.
Yep.
I got you.
So one of the nice things, Kevin, like I said, with the complex case manager is all the doctors end up communicating through her and directly to me through Kaiser Permanente's secure website. But if you let them know, hey, I have a complex case manager, you give them that person's name. Whenever you have a setup call with them, luckily mine says, call whenever something's wrong. She will translate that into plain English for me, saying, hey, X doctor said you have this problem. How do we fix X problem? And she'll go through it with me and figure that out. So
yeah,
that's one of the biggest things that's been a big bonus to me, is having that complex case manager.
And that's what my chart should be doing for you, Kevin. because it's an easier way for all of your doctors to communicate with each other without having to put you in the middle of it.
Right. And I actually have a lot of doctors' emails, but it's not cool sending HIPAA requirement communications through Gmail. That's they're going to get nervous about that.
Yeah.
So it's got to stay in my chart, and it would be nice if I could copy all my doctors on an email, but
Yes.
doesn't look that's possible
Right.
now.
Well,
It's point to point, from me to my pulmonologist, from me to my electrophysiologist.
gotcha.
So it's just copy paste.
Well, you know what I do is I just get copies of all the reports, physical copies, and I bring them the ones that the doctors need to see as I see them. Whether it's a virtual appointment or a real appointment, then I've got it in front of me and they can read it and make their own copies. And I found that actually works a lot better than relying on staff to do their jobs, even when you ask them.
And Jennifer, that right there, it goes back again to why my chart and those, platforms were created, because your doctor can just type in a couple letters and numbers and hit one button and can pull up all your information.
I got my chart for my liver doctor, and now my rheumatologist, their hospital's trying to, but they're not quite there. And my PCP is at a different hospital where they don't. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Still stuck in the same.
The biggest problem I've noticed, though, when she goes to doctor's appointments, and I thought it was just, believe it or not, I thought it was made up. I never thought once about it. Is the bias you get when a woman and/or a black woman goes to the doctor? They look at you like you're crazy and that you're exaggerating or you're making shit up. It drives me nuts. I never saw it before, and then she started mentioning it to me. I'm like, no, doctors are the way they are with either sex. It doesn't matter. That's not true.
No, it's not.
Well, hell, that's my cue to log on in again.
Would you say you agree with that, Jesta?
Oh, I absolutely 100% agree with that.
You see a lot of it on TikTok. On TikTok, there's a lot of women from both spectrums of the colors talking about the fact that they get ignored, they get passed. Just really bizarre.
That's why
treatment.
I hate the ER.
20 years.
So I've been dealing with sarcoidosis for 15 years. January will be 16. The very first rheumatologist I had, I can't even tell. Well, I can tell you what her name and her doctor's office is. I never spent more than 5 minutes in a room with this woman.
Wow.
Never spent more than, the nurse did everything. She took temperature. She did all the vital signs. She did all of that. Asked me what my symptoms were. Do you need any refills on medicine? This is a rheumatologist, and the only thing she ever did for me was listen to my breathing with the stethoscope, and that's it, and write a prescription.
At least it's not gender based. At least she's a female doing that, and it's okay. So now we just got to deal with doctors in general, right?
I know,
Well,
like she just
but
sucked.
see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. She was and one of the very first persons I ever met was a white male. He was a white male. He and I were at that same doctor's office dealing with the same exact thing. He was just older than me, and he was rather attractive for white, for a male of all that kind of stuff.
For a white guy,
you get a little choked up, girl. You get a little choked up there.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. The thing about it was, he was like, he got special care at this doctor's office because she was a woman who was attracted to him, and she wanted to make sure he was okay, and because he thought that she was the best doctor in the world. And I'm sitting here like, I ain't get that kind of attention. She ain't never asked me.
Can I get what he's having?
Yeah. I'll have an order of that, please.
She never asked me how my day was.
I have a good rheumatologist.
I mean, she was, when I say the absolute worst, she would not communicate with me. She would not communicate. And I completely got tired. And when I saw her out one time, I was at the hospital visiting. somebody.
They won't be there after.
And she was on her hospital rotation.
I'll make another one.
And she just kept looking at me like, I know you from somewhere. And I was like, Dr. Johnson, yes, you do know me. And when I told her who I was, you would have thought she saw a ghost. Maybe she was trying to kill me.
That's insane.
Because my thing was, when I got my new rheumatologist, he told me, he said, you should have never been on this amount of this medication, period. I honestly believe that woman was trying to kill me.
She might have just been ignorant. It's certainly
that's
possible.
just crazy.
And a lot of these
honestly
doctors
feel
do
like
everything's up to their own discretion, what they believe.
Especially way back then, 15 years ago. I mean,
she was,
they
and I
didn't know
saw her,
nothing. They just knew steroids. That's all they
but
knew.
it wasn't she had me on a copious amount of Imuron.
Ooh.
Oh wow. So
Wow.
she was just let's try it out.
She was trying
Wow.
to kill me, and I was on Imuron and steroids at the same time.
Oh
Did
my
they have
God.
you on methotrexate and prednisone simultaneously with that?
No.
Thank
At
goodness.
that time, methotrexate wasn't as commonly known.
I've been on methotrexate and steroids at the same
She
time.
had me on Imuron, and I was on 60 milligrams of prednisone, and she had a high dosage of Imuron. And the rheumatologist I had was like, you should have never had you on that amount of Imuron. And when she saw me walk in that hospital that day, she just knew she saw a ghost.
Wow.
I promise you, she just knew she saw a ghost.
Yeah.
And
I
stood flat-footed in my Converses that day.
Yeah.
And looked at her, and I wanted to say to her so bad, bitch, I'm alive.
I'm alive. You didn't kill me. Well, it's like my first ever rheumatology doctor. She's like, we're gonna give you methotrexate, Enbrel, Humira, and 120 and then 120 milligrams of prednisone.
Oh my God.
A day.
How high were you, man? Jesus.
Exactly, right?
Wow.
You are a functioning drug addict. Prescription drug addict.
Wow. Probably thought you were a comic book character.
Wow.
Yeah. But this was back when I was like 4 years old. That's what she had me on. For about 13.
God.
So
4 years
from 4 years
Right.
old,
Yeah. Wow.
4 years old to about 13 years old, and that was a trip in high school. All the way through school, that was something.
Yeah. And I mean, and don't get me wrong, y'all. I have this bubbly personality. I'm extremely outgoing, but it took me a while to get here. This is actually who I am. Even when I'm tired and all that kind of stuff, Frank will tell you, I'm like this all the time. Like coffee, I drink decaf coffee on purpose. I don't need coffee. I don't need the caffeinated coffee. I don't
What,
need anything with
Energizer
caffeine
Bunny?
in it. I'm always, it never fails, always. And I had to get to this point to where, and I tell us all the time in these group settings, you have to be your first own advocate. You literally have to be your own advocate, because it took a while for me to get here. I had to start taking my health serious. Therefore, other people started taking my health serious. If I call you with a concern, trust me, it's a real concern. Because number one, I'm going to try to figure it out on my own. I've been at this for 15 years. It's not an ache and a pain on my body that I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah.
So I know my body. I know how I feel. I know all of that. So if I call you with a concern, trust me, baby, it's a real concern.
Yeah.
So don't put me on the back burner. I'm going to give you a couple days. But if them couple days turn into a week or so, we got a problem. I want an appointment. And I want to know why you didn't respond to my message. But I've gotten that way with my doctors to the point where I don't have to do that.
Because you had to.
But I don't have to do that anymore. So they know if I'm calling or emailing with a concern, oh, this is serious. Because I don't call them. I don't need to have, just random conversations with my doctors, because I understand what their job is and they understand who I am.
Yep.
I'm confident in my journey. 15 years ago, I couldn't say this. 10 years ago, I couldn't say this. I'm confident in my journey. I'm comfortable where I'm at with my relationship with them. I do have a relationship with them to where, and I know a lot of y'all probably don't, but I have my doctor's personal cell phone number. If it's to the point to where I really need them, hey, doc, I'm on my way to the ER. I don't know who's on call for the office, You might want to send them on up there because it's some. I don't go to the ER unless I feel like I'm dying, literally.
Yep.
A lot of people take the whole thing for granted about they're like, oh well, a doctor's out of reach or their personal phone number. That's not true. They're no different than a lawyer or anybody. They essentially they're in charge of taking your care. So
Yep. So that's why you got to be your own advocate. You have to take charge of your health care, and if they're not taking you serious, do like I did. Find you another doctor that will.
Yep.
Find you somebody, and I don't care if I'm black, I don't care if I'm Asian, I don't care if I'm Hispanic, I don't care if I'm from Afghanistan and I look like I'm about to blow up an airplane. You got to take care of me. Period, point blank. Because this is what you signed up for. You signed that oath. You took that oath in front of your family and friends when you were peeing, and you said you were going to do everything to take care of the patient that's in front of you. And if I'm that patient that's in front of you, you have to do everything in your might to take care of me. And if you don't, expect that lawsuit to be on your desk.
I think some doctors really just want the paycheck. They want the Mercedes-Benz or whatever, the Lamborghini, whatever the hell they drive. Honestly.
So I mean, I literally had to take charge. And when I took charge of my own life, my own health, that's when things began to change. And I admonish all of y'all to do the same exact thing. If you start taking that lighter and lighting that fire up under them behind, I guarantee you everything will change for you. A lot will change for you.
Shasta, I'm the same way. Both you and Mary both know this from the few meetings I've been in. And every post is about be your own advocate. You know your body better than anybody else. And then one of the things I do, like I'll sort of add on to what you were saying about you know your own body, is I don't contact a doctor or tell anybody unless it's 2 or 3 days. So I'm like, okay, it's an ache or a pain. If it lasts more than 2 or 3 days, I'm talking to somebody about it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, we've had y'all on the phone long enough. Mary, you popped in. I see you.
I did. I came in because I wanted to share my song. You told us.
Yes! Go ahead. What's your song?
My song is "Rise Up" by Andra Day.
That was on my list too.
Oh, that is so nice. I like that.
Yeah, that's my.
You're not gonna pick "Zombie" from John Carlin's podcast?
Yeah.
Listen,
that's mine, Shasta. That's mine, by the way.
Oh,
I just chose
By
it.
the way, Mary, I listened to that a couple of days ago. That was really good, and then I still haven't heard back from him yet. So.
Oh, I'll see. Yeah. Well, thanks. And I haven't been in touch with him, but I had something else I wanted to talk to him about. So I'll mention you again.
Yeah.
I know he was away, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know he was away for a couple of weeks. So.
When you did that, Mary, was that completely virtual? Did you do it over Zoom or whatever?
Yeah, did it completely.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have to brag on Mary for a second. I'm not going to tell y'all what she talked about in her podcast, but if you have a chance, look up Mary. Can you post it in the Sarcoidosis group, online support group?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely worth
get to this podcast and listen to it tonight before you go to sleep.
Every Monday or Tuesday, look at the Sark Warrior podcast and get the latest one. It's been
absolutely,
it's been really good.
But Mary made me smile so big when I listened to her podcast. Same thing with Frank when I listened to his. So
Frank, you about yours. I'm like, this is good. We've got a lot. I'm so glad he's doing it, though. I mean, I think it's good. Because it's a nice mix of patients and then doctors and different information. And I just think it's great. And I'm going to keep trying to feed him some more people and more contacts.
Absolutely. So I do want to ask everybody a question. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And just say if you've seen somebody on your timeline or in your family promote breast cancer awareness.
Yeah,
I have.
Now ask yourself this question. Those same people that you've seen promote breast cancer awareness, have they also promoted and supported sarcoidosis awareness?
No, because they don't know. They don't know about sarcoid.
I'm a cheat. My daughter had breast cancer.
Okay.
So she's fully aware of that fact that I've had sarcoidosis. So
Okay.
a bit of a
So your situation is a little different.
yeah.
And the reason why this is how I'm gonna end tonight. And I had to mention that this is how I'm going to end tonight. Because I had a patient contact me today. And they said, well, Shasta, why, people are promoting breast cancer awareness month and it's all over everywhere. All you see in the stores is pink. All you see on TV is save the top ties, all this other kind of stuff.
You gotta watch
Everything
out for
like
that Susan G. Komen company. They've been caught a lot of fraud.
So, you see pink everywhere. Pink is everywhere right now. I said, this is what I told them. I said, no, you don't want to take away from what breast cancer has done. I said, but ask yourself this, and this is what I asked this person: how much promotion of sarcoidosis have you personally done? Don't get down on other people for not doing something that you're not even doing.
Yep.
I have breast cancer survivors in my life, so y'all know I promote anything. And it's not just because I want them to promote sarcoidosis awareness. It's because I have a genuine heart for people. And everybody has been able to see that. So no, I won't be wearing the pink breast cancer mask. I will always rep my sarcoidosis purple mask and all that kind of stuff like that. But what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to sit back and wallow in the fact that just because it's breast cancer awareness does not mean that sarcoidosis does not matter. Period.
Yep. Exactly.
But at the same time, I'm supporting the cause because there are people who are close to me who have dealt with it and who have survived it. I want to create a safe place for survivors to meet. I want to be, and if that safe place starts with me, then let me be it. I'm that safe place where if you survived anything, you survived depression, lupus, anxiety, sarcoidosis, breast cancer, whatever you've been able to survive, let me be your safe space. So that's why I tell y'all all the time, I'm open, I'm honest, I'm transparent. If you ever need me, I'm always here. I'm a phone call click away. Frank can never say, well, Frank can say he's called me before and I ain't answered the phone. I probably was eating something, but I called him back, I promise. I promise I called him back. But anytime you call me, I'm always here. Always here. Always. So don't get distracted. Don't get distracted by what's going on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Don't get distracted what's going on in the month of October or any of that stuff. Stay focused on you. Always be true to you. Always be your own advocate. Always. Kevin, what's your homework for next time?
What's my homework?
Yeah.
I didn't get any homework.
See, he forgot that quick.
He forgot it real quick.
My ears were on mute. I said I have sarcoidosis in my earlobe, so.
What is the homework? I wasn't there for it.
Oh no, I was just messing with Kevin because he said earlier we were talking about the complex case managers and stuff like that. And
That's my homework. I'm gonna talk to my docs and see how we can use my chart and get it either through insurance or through the hospital. Get a case manager.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, so just always remember, y'all. Always know and understand this. Even when it looks like you can't make it, if you just go a little bit more, just go a little bit more and a little bit further. Just go a little bit more, and you're right there on the edge of that breakthrough. If you stop right now, you'll never get to it. Just keep going.
And reach out if you need to.
Absolutely.
Shasta's always here. I'm here.
Always.
Especially if you're out on the West, reach out. Hey Spencer, I don't know what to do. While I can't give you medical advice, I'm not a doctor and I don't play one on TV. I will do my best to help you. And for somebody who has had it for 25 years, this is normal for me. So I'm always a resource.
Absolutely. So am I. I'm always here.
Everybody always. And Dan, you're going to be fine. Don't be nervous. Everything is going to be good. Go in with a positive attitude. I'm sending you lots of positive energy right now. You're going to be fine, buddy. I promise you. If you go in with a different mindset, Sometimes I have to go in with that mindset. Okay, I'm just going in here. They just going in here to look around and all that kind of stuff like that. That's all they're going to do. And if you don't expect anything, sometimes nothing will happen. I always tell people when my doctors don't have a report, it's always a good report. When they have nothing to report, it's always good. So just go in with a positive attitude, positive mindset, and you're gonna come out there a winner.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. We're all here for you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. I do appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Frank, for putting this on.
No problem.
All right.
Well, until next time.
Stay healthy and vote.
Yep.
Go vote.
Stay healthy and vote, everybody.
See y'all later.
Bye.
See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.